I don't have to have enough power to hurt him. I just got to beat him. That's it. If he slip up, then, he will get hurt.
And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity.
Terence Crawford exhibits unwavering confidence in his skills as the battle draws closer, prepared to face the challenge. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, draws from his extensive expertise to remind everyone that he has dealt with several pros like Crawford in the past. Canelo promises to utilize all of his skills and expertise to ensure success, as both warriors are ready to demonstrate who really deserves to be at the top. The tension increases.
With this.
I've been in this sport like so many years. I had so many good fights in my career, and I had the experience to adapt myself to these kind of fighters. I fight everybody out there, every style, and I'm gonna do my job and put all my experience, all my talent there, and that's it.
With an air of confidence, Terence Crawford declares that he believes he can defeat any opponent that stands in his way. His assurance at press conferences and interviews shows that he is a fighter who believes in his training and is aware of his abilities. But there is more to the figures. Few people can equal Canelo Alvarez's level of expertise because to his extended professional career, which includes 67 fights against elite opponents, although commendable. Crawford's 41 professional fights pale in comparison to the number of high-stakes situations Canelo has handled. Given that the tiny decisions made in the ring frequently determine whether a team wins or loses, this difference in expertise may prove to be a crucial one once the bell rings.
Know how great Terence Crawford is, but they don't know how great Terence Crawford is at 168.
Terence in his bag right now. He's going third person. You feel me? But yeah, Terence has every right to talk his shit literally here. He's being respectful and fair play, but the questions are the ones he's asking, the ones he knows are being asked. What's he look like at 168? Can he take the power? Is he going to be too small? Is he going to be able to deal with Canelo's experience over time, right? Even though Terence is the older fighter, he has, I think, 20 less fights than Canelo does, or maybe more. I think more than 20. And also, competition level. This will be the most skilled, most experienced, biggest, strongest fighter that Terence Crawford's ever faced.
Canelo has always competed against the most formidable boxing figures throughout his career. These experiences have caused him to change and have improved his instincts, from strategy to stamina. Crawford, however, has not yet faced that kind of elite opposition in the ring. He has defeated a lot of good opponents, but he hasn't had to adapt to the strength and talent of boxers like Triple G when pitted against the greatest. This experience disparity might change the fight's dynamics and give Canelo an advantage. In dealing with hardship, a more nuanced perspective is offered by Roy Jones Jr., who emphasizes that Crawford's capacity to take in and react to Canelo's power will be the true test. Jones asserts that technical proficiency frequently outweighs weight benefits. He thinks that Crawford's accuracy, footwork, and ring IQ might make all the difference if he can withstand the physical strain. Jones emphasizes how sheer force can be neutralized by mastering time, angles, anticipation, and boxing principles. The result will depend on Crawford's ability to handle the powerful weapons Canelo will undoubtedly bring.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game, and if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the
prominent supporter of combat sports, Shaquille O'Neal, is certain that Crawford will win. Crawford's reputation for outclassing opponents with surgical accuracy and unwavering resolve is the reason for his support. Shaq thinks that Crawford is the best technician and that his technical prowess will result in a knockout. Although his perspective is exciting, it also draws attention to the divergent views of fans and experts about how these fighters' styles would work together in the ring.
So far there's some pushing and shoving going on. The weight difference is a big factor as well.
I pay no attention to the pushing and shoving. I pay no attention to the weight factor. What I pay attention to is the skill level that both guys show in and out of the ring. And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. And with Canelo, I see a guy who not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain, loves to give us the big fights. Always tries to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Not gonna always win them, but he always tries to give them to us. So he'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah. You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much. Only thing that matters with the weight is can you take the punch. And I'm sure you've been sparring with super middles and light heavies, so I'm sure you probably can take the punch. So that's the only thing when you got skill. Now if you don't have a skill, you can't take the weight, take it up, because you're gonna lose your punch, you're gonna lose everything. When you got skill, all your stuff that you have goes up with you.
Canelo's current efforts, according to trainer Robert Garcia, are not as explosive as those from earlier in his career. Garcia thinks that Crawford may be able to take advantage of this modest drop, implies that timing is crucial in boxing, and that Crawford may be filling in when Canelo isn't at his most effective. This viewpoint depicts a battle in which recent form, momentum, and strategy may be more important than experience alone.
Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
He's the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras you can bring out the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man out.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man? Oh.
Different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So,
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
gonna knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row? Front row?
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man.
Manny Pacquiao responds to comparisons between great boxers in a tactful and courteous manner. He makes the point that straight comparisons are inaccurate and frequently deceptive, since every fighter brings a different combination of skills, tactics, and styles to the ring. Instead of seeing fighters through the prism of competition or legacy arguments, Pacquiao's perspective invites supporters and commentators to value them according to their own standards. This insight emphasizes how Canelo and Crawford's confrontation should be evaluated. Independently.
I would probably say Crawford versus Canelo, because it's a fight that that most of the people don't give Crawford a chance because of the size, but he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's got good speed, good footwork. That's why I do give him a chance.
You do give Crawford.
I do give Crawford a chance, of course. Canelo's last few fights, he does his work. He gets work done, but never does that little extra to please or to. He knows he doesn't need to anymore, so he's just comfortable enough with just securing the win. He became a businessman, and I think that could be something in favor of Crawford, that if he comes out in his best and good footwork, Canelo is flat-footed. He his last fight, especially against the runner, he was throwing one punch at a time. Didn't even try to be aggressive and get him into the ropes, throw combinations of 4 or 5 punches. He never even tried that. So I think at this stage, I am giving Crawford a big chance of maybe pulling it out.
Major component of Canelo's training, according to reports from his camp, is learning ring control by practicing blocking off angles and restricting Crawford's mobility. Canelo wants to make it harder for his opponent to set the pace and distance. Canelo's talents as a pressure fighter, who flourishes when he can close the distance and unleash combinations, are in line with this tactical decision. Whether Crawford can fight at his favored range or get suffocated and neutralized depends on how successfully Canelo carries out this plan.
Manny, what do you make of Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather?
Crawford what?
Better than Floyd Mayweather. Canelo said that.
Crawford can beat.
No, Crawford said Canelo. Canelo said Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think? What's your assessment of that?
There's a different style, you know. I mean, they're both good fighters, so it's hard to compare yourself to others. Like, you know.
Do you think?
Thank you, guys. We gotta go. We gotta move on.
Mayweather did against Canelo. Do you think he can do any of that?
What, Canelo?
Can Crawford do any of what Mayweather did against Canelo?
That's a good fight. I mean, you know, we'll see.
Thank you.
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Back McIntyre, talks about their strategy with a calm assurance. He underlines how meticulous Crawford has been in his preparation, taking into account every possibility that may arise. Bomac emphasizes that while they admire Canelo's skills, they also have faith in their boxer's ability to adjust and perform well under duress. This confidence stems from the hours of preparation, planning, and sparring that have gone into their camp, not from bluster.
As you see here, Saul Canelo Alvarez reveals his training to cut the ring off against a highly versatile fighter in Terence Bud Crawford coming up September 13th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Terence Crawford have the ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox, and Terence Crawford can also box on his toes and has a lot of power. What y'all think? Will this work? Let me know.
Somebody like that, like a Canelo, and not only is his offense, he's got to have defense too. You know what I'm saying? So styles makes fights. Bud got the better skills, and he got the better mind too.
Do you think with the styles in mind, but also the weight in mind, he can get that job done based on he's just so much more excelling in the skill?
You know what? He gonna get the job done. I promise you that. He'll get the job done. You know, because you know, boxing IQ is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Next to Canelo, I'm not taking nothing away from you, but just a little bit better.
I can tell you fully believe in your fighter, and he believes in himself too. There was a slight back and forth at the press conference there. That was just a battle of belief. Who believes they're better? Obviously, Terence believes he's better. Did you look into that? What happened at the press conference there as the first
That's
war
just
of words?
That's just press conference, man. The reason why I believe into my fighter is because from day one, the first day he walked in the gym to where we at now, we haven't lost yet. Okay, he got a loss. He got 2 losses.
How does that affect him coming into this fight?
One thing about this, I always remember this. He got 2 losses, right? We got no loss.
You know, it's a wow. It's a wow fight. You know what I mean? It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other, but you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, you know, move up, and you know, I knew when I boxed Golovkin, you know, there's a big difference, you know, especially with someone that, you know, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's it's okay, but when you're fighting someone like, you know, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, you know. I have to lean towards Canelo, but you know, Crawford's very, very, very good.
You think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring, but he's very much a good mover as well. Do you feel like he's still got the legs to be maybe out moving Canelo if he needs to?
Well, I don't know. I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more. He kind of sets his feet. He's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience.